Mike, what are you eating? That looks amazing.
Oh, this? It's just a delicious El Snor burrito from El Ranchito Taco Shop.
Is that nacho cheese sauce and hot Cheetos?
Nacho cheese, hot Cheetos, and their mouth-watering carne asada. And I'm dipping it in their creamy guac.
Creamy guac. Oh. Yum.
Giggity.
I guess this is a great time to remind everyone that if they're ever in the Inland Empire area, visit Ray at El Ranchito Taco Shop.
Yeah, totally. Check them out on Facebook.com/Ranchito Elsinore.
Or on their Instagram at Ranchito Elsinore.
Now I want me some Elsinore burrito and some of that creamy guac.
Giggity.
I can always give you some of my creamy guac, Jake. Just ask.
El Ranchito Taco Shop, Lake Elsinore.
More than just great Mexican food.
Hi, welcome to Customer States Podcast, where the tunes are brought to you by Bruce Vane.
I'm Bruce Vane.
Exclusive to Customer States Podcast. What's up, fuckers?
It's some very vain
I'm getting
music
real
for
fucking
you.
tired of that.
The podcast where we talk about anything and everything in the automotive industry. Hello, everybody. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. Yay.
Made it through another week. Hallelujah. Praise baby Jesus.
Hallelujah. I know what that's from.
I don't know if I can take another drink after that shit we just did.
Malort.
You mean Malort?
Malort.
The 2 shots of Malort prior to this recording
was
session?
awful. For those of you
Malort.
For those of you who have not taken Malort before, it is like taking a shot of cologne or perfume.
It is.
It is that disgusting.
It's like got
Dipped
a
in tire fire.
lingering
it
taste.
lingers not only on the top of your tongue, but the sides of your tongue, the roof of your mouth.
It like coats your mouth.
It is absolutely awful. But on that note, let's wash that down with something else, shall we?
We shall.
Everybody ready?
I'm ready.
So fucking ready.
2, I'm gonna come.
Premature exacerbation.
That's like how I feel on Monday before I go to work.
Oh, I got melon.
Oh, me too.
We got
Cheers.
melon. What'd you get, Mikey?
Wait.
I got a White Claw Surge. The hard one.
Which
cranberry?
Flavor? Oh, cranberry. What do you have, Jakey?
The berries of crayons.
You might be scared of the sounds of thunder, but I got watermelon to soothe my slumber.
Oh my God. I don't
That
know
is-
what just happened, but I love it.
Oh, that is a hardcore Vine throwback.
Old school
I
vibe.
don't know. I don't know that one.
The whole Vine thing just went completely past me.
Hi,
I
welcome to
missed
Chili's.
Yeah, he died.
I
I
missed
know
it
he died.
completely.
R.I.P.
What flavor do you have?
I have
Oh my God. Things are happening in the background. That would be Mikey's dog.
that's what it sounds never
She
mind.
sounds injured. Oh, she's not.
I have passion fruit.
Oh, wow. That took me a minute. Goodness.
Fruit. Hi, guys.
So,
Who are you?
I'm Allie.
oh, yes.
I'm Allie Paul.
You are Allie
You're
Paul.
Eric Montenegro.
I am Eric Montenegro, and I'm a heavy line tech for Ford.
You are.
Yes, and you do.
I do warranty
Nothing.
administration. I am a warranty professional, professionally doing warranties for both Volkswagen and Mazda. Bless you.
Thank you. They didn't hear that, though.
Yeah,
I
but
heard it.
I can't not say bless you.
Thank you.
Your
I got to
sneezes
say,
are very
that's what I
dainty.
appreciate about
Thank
you.
you.
At least he's not one of those people that goes,
And to
I do
my
sometimes.
oh, do you?
left is this guy right here that you can see on the podcast
Flaring
because
his
it's a visual
nostrils.
medium.
He's flaring his nostrils at you.
Let's all flare on my nostril.
I'm going to do this properly. What's up, fuckers?
I don't do it justice.
Justice.
What's up, fuckers?
What's up, fuckers?
You tried to.
Now you do it, Mike.
No.
Once. Come on, Mikey.
No.
Just one time.
They want to hear it.
The people want to hear
The
it.
people have asked for.
The people are asking for it. Come on.
Like Steve Rigby personally messaged me and he was like, I want Mike to say,
I'm pretty sure-
what's up, fuckers?
I'm pretty sure Dave Follett, or did as well. Dale Follett, sorry. Jesus. See, the Malort's getting to me. This is
So-
Ooh, you
awful.
guys,
It's going to be a supercharged episode.
this is your
Like when we
fourth
took those
drink.
shots of tequila.
That was such a fun
That was a
episode.
That was
fun.
really good.
We have to do that again. Who sent this out? Ron
Roy Fernandez.
Burgundy.
Roy Fernandez.
Roy Fernandez.
Yeah, thanks, Roy.
Fernando.
We need to do that again.
Yes.
I say we do it again.
But anyways,
Before I leave on vacation, please.
deal.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Easy.
So I'm Jake, and I'm a technician.
Short and sweet.
Secretary.
To the point.
Secretary, and I like pens.
He does.
Pens.
You know what I like?
Penis.
I like the guy sitting to the left of you. A lot.
Who is that guy?
Who is that? Who are you, sir?
Pen 15.
Hi, I'm Mike Sarah, technician. Welcome to Customer States.
Where do you technician?
What?
Who do you technician for?
Oh, I technician for Ford Motor
Fjord.
Company.
Fjord.
Fjord.
Spelled Fjord. Fjord.
Yeah.
Fjord.
It's very popular.
So it was so funny. Was it this week? I think it was this week. I had called Allie.
I remember now. I wrote this topic on the board and I didn't know what it was, and now I know.
Holy fuck.
She was,
If anybody's looking for a slightly used wife to be,
I do believe
it's
that
not a moth. What are you
It's
shitting
a
your pants
bug.
for?
There's look.
It's a tiny bug.
I'm sorry, it startled me.
I do believe that you had picked up the phone laughing. Or you told me this story, but you said that you were on the phone and you were doing you were multitasking and you were stapling things and you got off the phone and then she went and hung up her stapler on the phone.
Yeah.
On the phone.
So I was multitasking. I was really
We
doing
use that
a
term
good
very
job.
lightly, by the way.
I thought you were gonna tell them about something else, and so I'm gonna bring that up next.
I have something else to bring up too. Remember when I called you when you were out
That's
with April?
exactly what I'm
Oh
thinking
yeah, I'm
about.
gonna bring that up.
So yeah, I was kicking ass, doing all. I had so much
Were
work
you
this
taking
week.
names?
I was taking names, and I was multitasking, and I was on the phone, and I was stapling papers at the same time. And I was like, okay, cool. Yeah, that's what you need to do. Okay, moving forward, that's what we need to do. I hang up my phone call, and there I put my stapler right in the phone cavity, if you will. And I immediately texted Eric. I was like,
I was just trying to hang up my stapler.
I just tried to hang up my stapler. And no, I start laughing really hard.
That
and
ugly laugh that
to
she
the
does.
As
point
one should.
so the way the office is set up is my office manager has an enclosed office, and then there's an open space with cubicles.
Right.
And so, and my cubicle is right next to her door. So she
She could see into your cubicle.
yeah, she has a window actually that faces my cubicle, but the papers are stacked so high in her office that she can't see me.
Efficiency.
Yes. Well, she also knows I do my job, so she doesn't really need to
Do
keep
you
an eye on me.
we could stack those papers that high. I know
And
she's
so
doing
she
her job.
peeps ever so softly around the corner of her office, and she's like, "Are you okay?"
I have officially snapped.
Oh my no.
I am not okay.
I've never been okay.
Joke's on you, I've never been happy.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then
So
I also called her. I don't remember what day it was.
it was Wednesday.
It was Wednesday. I called her on Wednesday because I was working on a truck. And I called her after all this happened. So I'm working on a truck and I needed to borrow a part off of another truck to just do a quick sensor swap to see if that was the bad component. So we have an engine out of another vehicle. That was me, sorry. We have an engine out of another vehicle that I was going to borrow the sensor from. So I go, and the engine's been sitting there for a while. So it has fender covers all over it to keep dust and dirt from going inside the engine. So I pull off the fender cover and a few bugs fly out. I didn't think anything of it until I heard flapping in my ear.
In his
And
ear.
I mean inside of my ear. It sounded like a bunch of birds. I was like, what the fuck? So I stick my finger in my
I
ear.
got to say, that's what I appreciate.
I stick my finger in my ear and nothing. I don't feel anything. And then I hear it flapping again. I'm like, fuck. So I start, I can imagine
Did
what
it
I
sound
look
like this?
Yes, very much like that.
Allie's gonna puke.
Very much like that. Wait till you guys hear why she's going to puke, though.
As it's touching your eardrum.
So, it was that bad. So I start smacking the side of my head on the opposite side to try
Forcing
and
it further into your brain.
No,
on the
hitting it on the opposite side. So if you can imagine what I look like to somebody walking through the parking lot as I'm smacking the side of my head as hard as I can to get this thing out of my ear. I have no idea what it is.
That's our heavy line technician over there.
He's one of the best. You trust him to work on your car. So I keep hitting my head, nothing. I stop, it's flapping around again. I start smacking my head again, and I'm shaking my head side to side. One of the other techs runs up. He's like, what's wrong? What's wrong? You can tell, obviously, something was wrong. So I'm freaking the fuck out. I wasn't screaming or anything, but I'm like trying to get this thing out of my ear.
Like you're frantic.
Frantic, yeah. And so finally I smack it hard enough, and I see it just fall to the floor. It was a fucking moth.
Oh my god.
A moth
Okay.
flew inside of my ear and was
my God.
flapping around.
Hey, Allie, eggs were laid in there.
I told her that. I called her right away. I was like, I needed to tell you before I told anybody else. And
Eggs.
The boys are hearing about this first. I was like, I'm pretty sure it laid eggs inside my ear, and they're going to all hatch and start flapping out of my ears like a movie scene or something. Allie's got to go because she's going to vomit because we're talking about... Allie has a phobia of moths, everybody.
A very unjustified one.
Yeah. So.
Disgusting.
And you know how that's going to go is how it, laid eggs on your eardrum. You'll be sleeping one night and just...
Yeah, it was not fun.
I'm legitimately
Not on my floor or couch.
So if you can imagine what that sounded like inside my eardrum. Just like
Allie will wake up in the morning doing her makeup and just moths fly out of her ears.
you hit the nail on the head there. It just was very echoey
listen.
and thumpy.
I'm not afraid of bugs. Stop it. I am not afraid of bugs. I save
She's the
spiders.
fucking weirdo that holds spiders in her fucking hands and walks them outside.
That is weird.
Spiders eat moths. Moths flit around like their flying patterns like all unpredictable, and they like fly in your hair.
It's the crackhead of nature.
It is.
Unpredictable.
Not okay.
I'd be lying if I said there have been a couple of times I've caught moths in my hand and let them go right in front of Allie. She just craps
Oh my
herself.
god, the other day there was a gigantor moth.
It was like the size of a
It
quarter.
was legitimately, its body was this fucking big, Mike.
No.
I'm not joking.
She's joking.
Okay.
She's
so-
demonstrating the size of like one of those
A 6-inch cock.
the orange erasers. You know the
pink
Yeah,
eraser.
yeah, like
the
this.
pink erasers.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm bad with colors.
It was not that size. It was the
It
size
was
of a quarter.
that. Okay, Jake was sleeping, not protecting me, not protecting
Oh,
his
God
wife.
forbid he should try and get some rest and protect you better in the morning.
Okay, it's 8:15 in the fucking evening. He should not be sleeping.
Why not? I had a long day.
I'm sitting in the living room
Was this after the sandwich that you made him or no?
watching.
Oh my god!
There's nothing to
Deep cuts.
throw.
Deep cuts.
Did we talk about that
Yes,
last week?
we fucking did.
that was in a text message.
That was in a text
No,
That was
we-
in a group text message.
Yeah.
That was
So
only-
what was said again? Remind us.
That I'm a fucking sandwich maker. We talked about
Jake
this
sent a
last
meme.
week on the podcast.
No,
I,
we
I sent
didn't.
a meme.
Yeah,
I
that
didn't
was
call
in a group
I didn't
message.
call you a sandwich maker.
Yeah, you kind of did.
Did you hear that?
She has receipts. That was her grabbing her phone.
Oh my
So, anyways, I'm
have
sitting.
receipts.
I'm sitting in the living room.
Oh, balls.
I'm sitting in the living room, and this fucking gigantor moth is
Nope.
outside.
Nope.
Yes, you're sleeping. You don't know what's going on because you're not protecting me.
He was sleeping. You said it yourself.
And so,
Did you hear how she said it's outside? Keep this in mind.
yeah, it's outside, and I hear it trying to get into me, trying to attack me and lay
Just like
eggs
that.
in my brain, and it's going on the
on
window.
the window.
Like, it's big, you guys. It was so scary.
That's what she said when she first met me.
It was a moth.
It's not scary.
What was the movie? What was the movie? The VHS movie? I think it was from the 90s.
There was like the moth,
Moth
over the
over
face.
her mouth.
What was that? That wasn't like Silence of the Lambs. Right?
Yes.
It was
It is
Silence of the
Was it?
Lambs. That's right. Yeah, it was Silence of the Lambs. The
Wow,
original
back
cover.
to the blockbuster days, you guys.
Are the lambs still screaming?
Are they? I've never seen that movie.
Would you like some Chianti and some fava beans? Oh my god.
Dry.
Two shots
Not dry.
of Malort.
Yeah.
Actually, quite the opposite. It was a bit of flooding today. Yes, Mikey
Wait.
walked into the great flood
Oh, I did.
this morning.
What happened?
Oh, a clusterfuck.
Do we have plumbing problems?
What was
Yeah.
funny is I didn't find out till I went to go pee and wash my hands, and I couldn't.
Did you use your plumbus?
Only several people will get that joke in the audience.
Well, you don't have to explain it
I
because
don't get
everyone
it.
knows what it means, what it does.
So I come into the
Stop
shop
it.
early in the morning. We've talked about this before. And when I'm walking up to open up the shop, I hear this like gurgling noise and what sounds like a waterfall. Yes, that's pretty good. Yeah, it sounds
you.
something like that.
Oh my god, why are you both so wide-eyed after that?
Because I'm wide-eyed looking at her.
So as I'm walking towards the source of the noise, I see this geyser, erupting from the ground, and it's water from what looks like a main water line.
Is it brown water?
No, well, the water looks clear, but
'Cause
it may
it's
as well
dirt.
be recycled water. Who
Gray
knows?
water.
Yeah, who knows?
Oh, I was specifically asking, was it Dookie water?
No, it's not Dookie water.
No. It was irrigation water. It was next to a sprinkler manifold valve.
Oh, okay.
So as I'm quickly trying to assess the situation, I see that there's a sprinkler manifold valve that is laying on the floor that's broken off of the two sprinkler lines that are broken. And obviously one is the main pressure line. So that becomes my first priority because in our area we have a water conservation emergency. We're in a drought crisis out here.
Yes, we are.
So instead of opening up the shop, I go run around and open up the gate, go run and grab my flashlight and a couple tools and start searching around for the main irrigation valve. Turn the main irrigation valve off eventually and start looking and assessing the situation. And as I'm doing that, somebody from the gardening company shows up and they're like, oh yeah, I was called over here to like look at this issue for this. I'm like,
Wow.
what do you mean you were called over here to look at this? This just happened this morning. Oh no, she called me. I'm like, who called you? Who called you? I said, listen, are you trying to charge me to fix this right now? He's like, yeah, well, it's going to cost money. I'm like,
I got it.
go away.
Go home.
I've got this. Like, don't worry about it.
Yeah, go home.
Did you find out?
I think that they might have messed that up when they were there the day before. I think.
Oh, they mowed over that shit.
I don't know. Well,
it
there's
just
no
look
grass there.
Like, was there a head missing or something? Or?
Well, no, it broke the whole
valve.
manifold valve off assembly. There's the main water line going in, and then you got the valve assembly when that zone turns on, and then coming out of it, you have that area to go to the zone. Well, it broke the whole
Get in the
manifold assembly
zone.
off. And what he told me was, he's
Sprinkler
like,
zone.
well, maybe somebody backed over it with the truck, but the shuttle was parked there, and it's a little C-Max, and it doesn't go back that far, and it was there the whole morning. And when my parts manager showed up in the morning, who parks right there, said there was no water leaking, there was nothing there. So
really, when he got there,
when he got there in the morning.
Oh, yeah,
and when I got there, so
something fucking happened.
yeah. So I just told him, listen,
We should look at security cameras.
I got
Oh,
this.
you should.
Can you
Make
write
a
that down?
note. I'm
Can you
gonna
write
text
that
you.
down?
I'm texting you.
Okay.
My
Anyway,
dealership totally has those.
that, Eric, between
the line.
5 and 6, this whatever day it was today. Yesterday.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I go and run and I go home, grab some tools and some, the chemicals. I need the blue primer or the purple primer and the blue cement, and go run across the street
I know exactly what you're talking
to the hardware store, grab the little fittings that I need, and I managed to get everything all set up, and it was like maybe 2 hours, 2.5 hours without water for one half of the shop. But
Okay.
most of that
The half
time,
I peed in.
most of that time was with
okay.
the
If it's
technicians
yellow,
not there.
Let it mellow.
Like the technicians were not there for that
wanted to
amount
wash
of
my
period of
hands.
time.
Oh, you should wash your hands.
I wanted to wash my hands. I had to go back to my bay and use hand sanitizer.
But I saved the dealership a ton of money by
job.
yeah.
Very nice, buddy.
Well, somebody should care.
Yeah.
Everybody needs at least
Listen,
one person at their
bottom
dealership that
line
cares.
is I have
Everybody
fun.
needs a mic.
I have fun
feel like
doing
I'm the
those
mic.
things. It's really nice to like take a break from fixing this transmission to go and doing plumbing again or whatever. You know, it's just I don't know. I can't complain. It to mix it up is great. You know.
Yeah, it is.
Why were you looking at me?
Well, because I was expecting somebody to say something.
I said everybody needs a mic.
I need a mic. I need my key.
Mikey.
Well, Eric did something this week.
He did. Well, technically last week.
Oh, yes, last
week.
week.
Eric, and the week before that, we alluded to me going to school.
Yes.
And I missed.
And you couldn't go to the Dodger game with us.
Excuse me. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Sorry, Mike. You
We're
can
gonna have
cut
to edit
out.
that.
Yep, I was gonna say the same thing.
Write it down.
You can edit that.
The whole past like 13 seconds was horrible. We should just like fresh start from.
It's fine.
Okay, well, we can start over.
They like the human essence of it. It's
Because
not
they,
are
because they
all
know we're
human.
just like you.
indeed
I'm perfect, so
perfectly imperfect
in every
in
way.
every way. That's right.
Fava beans.
I wish I had her purse, dude.
County, you and me both. Anyways, so I was gone from work all week last week.
We missed you.
I missed you guys too. But I passed my class with flying colors. Thank you. And
Hashtag sell the bell.
in
Prank
all
him, Michael.
honesty, I can now do repairs in my department. And get paid for it.
Yeah.
But in all honesty, I was kind of teaching the people in my group. I'm sure you do that all the time. But when you go to school, the guys in my group,
Green.
we'll call them inexperienced. Yes.
There you go.
And
Green.
They're
the
learning.
class that I took is the stuff that I do every day. I walked in this class and we're reviewing just the basic outline of what the class is to me. I'm like, oh God, I rolled my eyes because I'm like, I do this every day. I'm like, okay, whatever, I'll pass with flying colors. So I did. I just kind of answered everything ahead of time and just went through the whole book. And when it came time to do stuff like setting up timing and tearing down the engine and taking measurements and blah, 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 I'm like, the guys kept going in the workshop manner. I'm like, if you guys want to do that, that's fine. I said, I'm just going to kind of hang back here.
I do this every single day.
I will watch. I said, if you guys want my help, let me know. I'm more than happy to help. I said, or if you would like real world help, you know the workshop manual there is always there to help you. Let me just explain it to you in layman's terms on how to do this, on how to set this timing up, on how to remove this, on how to take this measurement. And they were more than happy and excited to accept that help. And they all actually finished the test before I did.
Really?
Yes. I read a little slower and I have to read things twice sometimes.
Yeah,
so.
I can
But
do
they
that.
just like
I'm
all
still gonna send it.
flew through it and passed. I'm like, oh, good.
Nice.
My work here is done.
My work here is done.
It was really cool. I enjoyed it.
Did you hand out any business cards?
I did not hand out business cards,
Oh my.
but wait, in place of that,
I handed out a business card today, and they both seen it.
you jaked me. Thank you.
Wait, did you say you jaked me?
He
I
did.
did.
Yeah, that's
Fucking
that's
Christ.
a new verb. I love that.
You know what?
It's not new. We've been talking about it for
No,
months.
I'm going to do it again, but I refuse to say it's I jaked you, I squirreled you. Like, I thought of something, I saw this proverbial squirrel, and I had to mention it before the thought was gone forever.
Eric's so confused.
Okay.
It's like when she's talking about something and she tangents
What in
off.
God's holy name are you blathering about?
Hey, and by the way, I've been watching myself very close for like the past.
You've been doing
12
very
episodes.
good. I just figured, in all honesty, we
And you
haven't.
motherfuckers have been interrupting me.
We haven't, he's absolutely right. We haven't visited that in quite a while, so I thought it was funny, and I just wanted to push her buttons a little bit. I love you. You know that. And actually, now I lost my train of thought.
Now you know what it's like to be jaked.
I'm sorry.
Get Jake, fuckers.
I had just
Wait, hold
finished
on.
talking about going to class. I don't remember. What I
Yeah,
said
you
after
were
that.
talking.
Yeah, and I asked you if you had brought in business cards.
Oh,
with
that's
you
right.
To hand out business
but
cards.
I did something better though.
Not brought in.
Right. No, I didn't bring business cards,
You did
but I
something
had
better.
them take out their phones right then and there. They looked up the podcast there. They followed us immediately on YouTube and Instagram right away, and told them to end up following us on Facebook as well. So
Fantastic.
I made sure they did it, not just give them a business card they were going to throw in the trash on their way out.
The proverbial gun to the head, like, I'm going to watch you sign up for this.
Oh, yeah, no, seriously. And they did. They were more than happy to do it. So
That's nice.
it was, yeah, really cool stuff.
Well, we make great content.
We do.
I liked it.
I like it.
But anyways, you wanted to talk about rentals, Allie,
Yeah.
but you've got meat,
Yeah.
a half masticated cow rolling around in your mouth.
Ooh, masticated. Good word.
That is a good word. Well, I was eating, so I moved it.
Fair. You know
Because
what?
people don't want to hear.
Well, while Allie's
Michael doesn't want to hear.
Allie's
I'm
finished.
sorry.
Ah, that
I'm
was my
sorry.
thumb. I shouldn't have been there. Sorry.
Yeah, so there has. Oh, God. I thought I was supposed to.
Get Jake, motherfucker! Jesus Christ! I was gonna say while Allie gets to finish eating her Slim Jim, well, so you can chew, because we're going to talk about the whole rental thing. Is what, even though technically our loan car system is either meant for people who want to get the work done and they have to leave, or we have to keep the car overnight for parts, or they really want to get it done and they have something that they need to go do. You really have to have a reason for us to give out a loaner. That's what they're meant for. We're really not supposed to just give one.
I'm here for an oil change. Can I have a loaner?
Correct. Even though we do that, only if we have the availability for it. Just because
Which, how often do you have the availability for?
very slim, at least now, because of the intergalactic back orders. But I had a guy who came in with a, believe it or not, a Mazda 2. Haven't seen one of those in a long time.
I think those are fucking fantastic. They're like a little shoe.
They're
It looks like a little shoe.
The little
it's a
old
little
lady.
tiny four-door hatchback.
Would it be the little old lady who drove in a 2?
Yeah. Oh.
I
Hashtag
love
sell the bell.
it.
Hashtag sell the bell. Hashtag sell the bell. That was a good one.
So he was
I'm
driving.
sorry, what era is this? Like, when was the
twos?
2?
That was
Oh,
like
that's not
early
that long
2000s.
ago.
No, that was
early
like-
Yeah,
2000s.
no, it
No,
wasn't.
not early.
No, it wasn't that.
That's gotta
That
be
was the
like
one with the green.
11 or 12?
Yeah.
Yes, the green
Electric
one. That's like
green.
an 11 or 12.
12.
Yeah, something like that.
Really?
Because I was
Oh,
working.
man.
I was working at.
They introduced it. Hold on, woman. Can I get through what I'm talking
I
about?
said it.
Okay, stop making a big deal so we can edit it out. Moving on.
Yeah, moving on. The 2 came out very shortly thereafter. The RX-8 was taken out of production. Like it was right after that. So a guy in a Mazda 2 was driving up the Met grade, and he apparently lost power and just rev nothing. It's a manual, keep in mind. So he pulls over to the side,
Clutch took a shit.
turns off the car thinking that it's just a hiccup, and he turns it back on. Absolutely nothing. Dead. Absolutely dead. And he calls us.
Grind until you find it.
That's it.
He calls
If
us.
you push hard enough, it'll eventually go in.
You guys silly? I'm still gonna say
That's what he said.
That's not how it is, you guys.
He calls us, and from the side of the freeway, because I answer the phone, and you hear, "Hey, I'm getting my Mazda 2 towed to the
gosh, how awful is that?
I'm all like, "Where are you, man?" He's like, "I'm stuck on the side of the freeway. It's like my car won't go into gear." I'm like, "All right, we'll see you in a second." And he gets it towed in, and we really do not have loaners at the moment.
Yeah.
And he goes, "I can't drive it, and I'm pretty sure I know what it is." And he explained, I'm like, it's a clutch, man. I mean, everything you were explaining screams clutch. It could be something else, but realistically speaking, it's a clutch.
I think it's so cool that that car is a stick shift. Or at least
Right.
that one was.
That one, yeah.
Was it a green one?
No, silver.
I love
I
green
wanted-
ones.
I hate that. Like, sorry, Mikey, I know you love green, but I think those cars are so ugly, but at the same time, I think they're so cool.
Yeah. So he goes, "I'm going to leave it with you guys. I don't have another car, so I'm just going to go walk down to the, loan car agency up the street, and I'm just going to rent one." And I go, "Well, at least let me call them, and I can tell them to
get them
give
the
you
rate.
our
Yeah.
rate." So he goes, super, super nice guy. Just unfortunate, tough time. And I felt for him. So after he had walked off and I saw him, round the corner out the driveway of the dealership, a loan car pulled up.
Nice.
And it was an extra one. So I called him. I'm like, dude,
walk back.
I've got one for you. And I throw him in the loan car. And a few days pass. And the local transmission shop that's right down the street, everybody knows that one because everybody knows this one.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Who do absolute garbage work.
The one we have all kinds of pens for. Those
that one. And if you get it done, they don't replace the flywheel. They just cut it. And and then when they replace it, it fucking chatters after they replace the clutch. But anyways. Oh, my God. So, and technically, I wasn't supposed to give this to him to begin with, but I told him I'd give him a couple of days. He calls me and says, hey, this shop quoted me $1,450 parts and labor.
Is this after you got him his quote? He was shopping around?
No. This was before.
Oh, okay.
But to be fair, it's okay.
To be fair.
So he calls me and he goes, hey, this shop quoted me $1,450 parts and labor. And I go, okay, that's all fine and dandy. Number one, they are not using OEM parts. Number two, they are not going to replace your flywheel. And number three, I guarantee it's not going to be right the first time.
Shoddy word.
So, and he goes, okay, I understand that. And I give him the quote. And ours is a little over $2,000. And he goes, okay. And he's like, I understand. It's from a shop. I'm going to get a guy who's been working on these the whole time. I know it's going to be right. And you guys are going to back your work. And I'm like, you are absolutely correct. And he goes, can you get it
anything
lower?
Close to that?
Anything close. And I told him straight up, I'm like, dude, I am not going to get anywhere close to $1,450.
Yeah.
I'm all like, I'll get you out of here around
22.
No, around 19, a little bit over after tax.
Yeah.
And he goes, you know what? Because you gave me the loaner, and ultimately with it being 7-8 days that he'd been in it at $40 a day, he's like,
yeah,
you got a deal.
Yeah.
So just like that, those little acts of kindness got a, almost $2,000 job.
repair.
Yep.
Nice. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Kindness goes a long way.
Yes, it
does.
Ladies and gentlemen, don't
You know who
bite.
else is really kind? I'm so sorry.
Nick Lowridge.
Do not bite the hand that feeds you.
Correct.
And on that note, we need to thank our sponsors because they feed us a lot.
Nick Lowridge from Macco Tools.
Oh, Ray Moon from El Ranchito Taco Shop
Travis
in Lake
Ferris
Elsinore.
From Hit Distributing.
Bruce Vane for supplying the amazing music.
Indeed. Dale Follett.
Dale
our
Follett.
IT guy.
Yes.
From Twisted Bills, LLC.
Yes.
TwistedBills.com.
Twistbills.com.
That's it. No LLC in there.
Jean Glacier.
Special thanks to Jean-Luc.
Jean-Luc.
Well, he's not. Oh, he kind of is. Hey, thanks,
Tyler
Jean-Luc.
Kotlerick.
Yes.
Shout out to
Tyler.
Joe.
Oh, yes.
Joe Mama.
Hi, Joe.
Hi,
No, definitely not Joe.
We are glad that we all flood your basement.
Indeed.
Joseph.
My basement is flooded. So I got to go mop that up. We'll see you after these short few messages.
Hi, Mike Serra here from Customer States. If you're searching for the highest quality additives, lubricants, or cleaners for your automotive, heavy equipment, agricultural, or industrial machinery needs, look no further than the Justice Brothers line of products. From lubing your chainsaw, performing a complete fuel system treatment and decarb service on a customer's vehicle, keeping that forklift forking and lifting, or just need a can of that famous JB80 penetrant to persuade a rusty bolt, Justice Brothers has you covered. Travis Ferris of Hit Distributing is not only Southern California's authorized Justice Brothers distributor, but also a great friend of mine. Over the years, Travis has helped me and my dealership with anything and everything we need, including all the lines of Justice Brothers products and even equipment to perform the various services we may need for our specific application. HIT stands for honesty, integrity, and trust, so you know when you contact Travis, that's exactly what you'll get. That, combined with Justice Brothers supplying superior quality automotive products since the 1940s and 75 years in the racing industry, you will have absolutely everything at your disposal to get the job done. Justice Brothers is proudly made in the USA, and they have a satisfaction guarantee or your money back. Justice Brothers has the best quality products over any other competitor, and they'll gladly tell you that themselves. If you live in the Southern California area, call my man Travis Ferris at 805-208-7818. And if you don't, call him anyway and tell him I said thanks. And visit justicebrothers.com to learn more about their complete line of products. Justice Brothers, America's brand for quality.
sorry. Every time I hear that, I think of Stray Cat Strut, and I fucking love it.
It's a very
It's like a fast
catchy
version
song.
of it. Thank you, Bruce.
It's a good tune. Yeah.
Bruce. Thank you, Bruce. Baines.
Welcome back to Customer States Podcast, where we still talk about everything in the automotive industry and
then some.
then some.
All the tangents.
Many tangents.
And
many
some
tangents.
bonus content.
Yeah,
Thank
that's
you
what we'll
all.
call it. I like
Thank
that
you all
better.
for joining us for the bonus content.
And thank you to our sponsors.
Thank you to our sponsors, Nick Lowridge from Matco Tools,
Travis Ferret from Hit Distributing.
Ray
supplying
Moon
Justice Brothers products. Ray Moon
from El Ranchito Taco Shop in Lake
Lake
Elsinore.
With his creamy walk.
Bruce Vane with his veiny veins.
We
with
said
his
that already.
amazing tunes.
Tunage.
So yeah. Anyway, welcome
we
to the
say Nick
second
Lowridge?
half. We did.
We
Okay.
did.
Yeah.
We didn't
Yeah.
say Dale again.
That
Hi,
was-
Dale.
We could say Dale again.
That was almost like taking inventory.
Oh my god.
Yeah, check.
That's
check,
horrible.
Are
check.
you guys going to pop open your drinks or just...
Oh, before we take inventory.
You guys got all crack bowls?
Yep.
Yeah, we should do. Red, take, go.
Ready, go.
Yeah.
Wow.
Hashtag Syllabel.
Hashtag
That's
Syllabel.
delicious. I got a blackberry
I got a Diet Coke.
with rum.
Diet Coca?
Why is the rum gone?
Why is the rum always gone?
Poor Johnny.
Thanks,
Depp,
Johnny.
you guys.
We love Johnny. We stand with you, Johnny.
Team Johnny.
Team Johnny. Hashtag team Johnny. Back to inventory.
Back
Who's
to
having issues?
inventory. Guess what, you guys? Well, this is specifically for new cars.
Oh.
So how is your new car inventory looking
Stocked
right now?
and stacked.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so you guys are doing good.
Welcome to Ford.
I think the only thing we don't have are new Super Duties.
America. Fuck
So you
yeah.
have inventory right now.
Yes, we have a lot of inventory.
So Mazda is not doing so hot right now. We're getting like we're not getting truckloads right now.
Yeah, but before the last time I think we talked about inventory,
We
you
were
had
doing great.
nothing. No, you had nothing.
Volkswagen had
Volkswagen
nothing.
had
is that what it
nothing.
was?
Yeah.
We were stacked.
Because I remember you talking about the other lot was just completely empty.
Yeah, so at one point the Volkswagen car lot was filled with only used cars. There were no new
In all
cars.
honesty, I don't anticipate them still being in business in 10 years.
Well,
I just...
hey
I
guys,
don't,
I guess I'm
not
gonna
the
need a
US market.
job.
no, between them and Mitsubishi, they're
Yeah.
both going to be...
Yeah,
Wait, is Mitsubishi still a
They're
thing?
still producing cars.
Really?
Brand new cars.
wait,
They're ugly
I'm
as
sorry.
fuck.
You don't think Volkswagen is gonna be like a car
Not in the
producer?
not in
Not
the,
in the
US
US.
market.
I don't know.
No,
I don't think.
No, there's
I
a
think they're
lot of
here.
people that
Well,
like Volkswagens.
There
in the
are
United
like
States.
staunch
hey,
Volkswagen people.
They make more of those electric buses and they'll do just fine.
Oh, yeah, I agree. Once you tap into that niche, you're
Well,
fucking solid.
There's
as long as
a
they
lot.
don't call it electric and it really runs on a small diesel generator.
Oh, my God.
Oh my god! I don't want
Wow.
to talk. No, I don't want to talk
That's
about.
a sensitive subject.
It's such a sensitive subject. I'm still
What
doing
was your
warranties.
life like during that
It's
time?
still going, babe.
But when at that time,
It was
what was your life
crazy
like?
because there were so many programs going on. So it was like, okay, are they going to buy it back?
Right.
Or are they going to
take
do the
payout?
modification? And at one point, there wasn't a modification yet. So it was like a preliminary
Right.
adjustment. And there was just like a software update.
What was the mod for that?
It's like all the emission systems shit.
Right.
It's
But
like,
what did they do? They replaced components with new parts? Or
yeah, so it ended up being
Nothing.
like
they got a lot of money, actually. All the
My
owners.
dad's Volkswagen was involved in that. He had a beautiful Jetta TDI stick shift. I took it out to his shop and had it modified slightly, and he had to turn it back in. That's yeah.
But he got a good
he
payout.
didn't
for it.
have to.
No.
He didn't
He
have
chose to turn it back
He
in.
had
Chose
two options.
to turn it back in.
Yeah, he could buy it out, and a lot of people chose not to have it bought out, which is why we did all of those repairs. And it was like an 8 or 9 hour job
Per vehicle.
per vehicle.
Fuck.
So it was
Were parts available?
at that time, yes, because that was a long time ago.
Yeah, before all this bullshit that we do
And
now.
because there were some emission software updates happening in the preliminary so Volkswagen could get their ducks in a row with having everything available.
Yeah, they had time.
And then they had to
scramble.
bring the car back if it wasn't at 70,000 miles yet, they had to bring it back. And there were all these services. There was so much stuff associated with that. Like you had to put them in a rental car for any job, and still. So if it comes back for an emissions related fault, it has to be in a loan. They have to be in a loaner no matter what, even if it's going to be because you have a shop capacity issue.
Right.
Like
Still got to put them in a loaner.
You have to put them in a loaner.
Customer satisfaction program, right?
Mm-hmm.
For a NOx sensor or something like that.
Anything emission related.
Wow.
And it is also emissions related so there's a whole list of what is covered. If the component is not on the list, but it triggered a check engine light, it's still covered by the extended emissions warranty.
So a transmission fault could essentially be
Like we just replaced a camshaft adjuster.
a phaser. Yeah.
Oh, is that what that is?
Yeah. Wow.
They called
Don't forget to set them to stun.
It's the only way to set them. You can't set them any other way.
the magnet thingy to, I don't know. I don't know. It was a whole thing that I had to try and understand.
So all of the initial repairs have been done, though. As far as you know.
Yeah, I think there has been in the past couple months some trickle-ins for some reason. But there was also, if you bought your car back, if you elected for the modification, you got like $700 or $800 of Volkswagen dollars on a credit card that you could only spend with Volkswagen. So like people were going crazy because Volkswagen has a lot of like cool merch. They have a lot of cool t-shirts.
The polo shirts and golf club holders and like all sorts of stuff, right?
Yeah, right now we have a Volkswagen bus it's what is the windows? Like however many 15, 21 windows or
36.
Yep. Whatever. That's not right.
21 window.
Bus.
Yeah, or something.
And it's
a lot of window bus.
It's a wireless speaker.
Oh, it's kind of cool.
Super cool, actually. We have like
what?
Yeah.
Oh, how much is that?
It's.
Oh well, I'm gonna come by tomorrow.
$50.
Yeah,
it's probably like 80. Well, it's big.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Probably
and there's like
made by JBL.
Oh, I don't know.
Well, then it'll be good.
Yeah, exactly.
If it was made by Volkswagen, I'd be a little bit.
Yeah, so
it's a smaller speaker inside of a larger housing. It's all smoke and mirrors. Speaking.
Well, if it was going to be on brand, it would be Bose because the premium system has Bose.
Unpopular opinion, Bose is not that good of a sound system.
We have a Bose system in our car.
I know, and it's not that great.
I think Bose was good back in the day. I don't think they're as good as they used to be in the cars.
Right. The real problem is they put too small of an amp. The speakers are fine. They do not give it enough power to produce sound. But anyways, speaking of warranty, I have a bone to pick with the butt fucks at Mazda warranty right now. So, yeah. and I'm...
Welcome to my world, baby.
Yeah. And don't get me wrong, we all get pissed off at warranty. Oh my God, it's the great white whale. We all get pissed off at warranty. They all do stuff sometimes we don't agree with, or the claim that they don't take, and they always want to, whatever, they piss us off. I've got this very, very, very nice lady who...
Your warranty administrator?
Oh, of course, my beautiful wife.
Hello.
That hasn't been in her new CX-5 for long. It's super low miles, and she's probably had it for, I don't know, 6-7 months. So still really new. Low miles, all that crap. About 2 weeks into it.
Is this the one with the glass?
No, not the one with the glass.
Oh, no.
No. 2 weeks into it, her infotainment system starts giving her, like, legitimate problems. If she plugs in her CarPlay and she's on navigation, the whole system freezes.
I think we talked about her too.
Right. So there's been an update to this. So Mazda, basically, the first time we looked at it, and we really couldn't duplicate the overall concern at that time, we told her, hey, take the car, and drive it around a bit.
She was upset about it, right? Having the ticket. Yeah,
exactly. So, you know, we updated the software. We checked a few things. There were no hard stored codes. And we had to download the data from the CMU, send it snail.
Mail it in.
Correct. Yeah. So, exactly.
That whole debacle.
So, we have, and, you know, this is all over a time span leading up to today, basically, when we got the answer. It was a few days ago, but for sake of the story. So, leading up to that time being 3+ months of time, they finally, you know, download the data. We finally get, hey, this is what we want you to do next. They want us to remove the command wheel where, you know, your main command switch.
Yeah.
Exactly, the knob. They want us to split the housing, look inside, and see if there's been any liquid spilled, if there are any staining to the actual motherboard. So we open it up, and there is a tiny, itty-bitty drip of yellow that is on the inside wall of the plastic housing that snaps around it. The control board is spotless.
Yeah.
Spotless. Not a drop on it. Even where the drip was, it was still almost 2 inches from even getting to that point.
Right.
So, of course, we still have to send them the photos because they requested. So we do.
Wipe it clean.
Right. I know. And
Allegedly.
Right. Allegedly. Should have. But either way, we don't. And they basically say, after putting this chick through this, her, you know, calling, you know, customer experience center, multiple of the, you know, field service agents, multiple of the engineers, everybody trying to look into this, Panasonic looking at the data, stringing her on over and over and over, and they go, sorry.
That's bullshit.
Tell her, sorry, fuck off, we're not covering this because of that one little tiny spot.
Okay, here is my gripe with that issue. Why not just fucking cover it under warranty?
Satisfaction, one time.
They're making you do all that stuff. Goodwill repair.
And
they
it's
can
good for the
request
customer's
the part
happy.
back.
Yeah.
Like, there is no time for. Why does the tech have to do that?
Correct. So,
Like, who's paying for that? And we have a whole warranty parts return system for them to have. Like, I don't get it.
right. So after we tell
Why is that department there?
So after we tell them, it's like, you know, the board's clean.
Yeah.
This argument is invalid.
Right.
There is nothing. And those boards stain easy.
Right.
Super easy. Even water, it darkens the board.
Right.
It's clean. So they still tell us to fuck off. You tell the customer, sorry, they fucked up. We're not touching this. After all this, even though we put her through, tell her to piss off.
Yeah.
So we cover it. We DSA it.
Yeah, right.
Dealer self-authorization.
Right. So it's covered
Take
under
care of the customer.
It's covered under warranty anyways. DSA
Yeah.
is just a fancy way of saying I override you, but I'm only allowed to do it so much.
Yeah, it's
Right.
there. It's not a new vehicle limited warranty coverage.
We used to call it P18 back in the
Yeah.
day for Ford Motor Company, things like that.
That was like
So-
the code for it or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
So we DSA it for this lady, and I call her, and I tell her the truth. I'm not going to hold back. I'm going to tell her what Mazda told me, and I did exactly what I told you guys. Without going through it again, Mazda basically told you to fucking kick
Pound
rocks.
sand.
They don't
Yeah.
give a shit that
Yeah.
you are in one of their vehicles. You are a small potato. Fuck off. And I said, but.
In much better words.
Correct,
you know.
Right,
of course. And I tell her, but it's all like, we agree. That's absolute horse shit. And we covered it for you. You're not going to pay a dime. We want you to enjoy this car. And she,
And she gave you a great survey, right?
so no survey yet, but she actually did burn me on the last survey.
Oh, did she?
Because the parts, even though we had the parts, Mazda denied the claim to begin with. So
That's so hard to deal
right.
with.
So she, of course, I'm the direct line. So she gave me a bad survey. I'm angry that happened, but I can't blame her. I'm still a employee of Mazda.
Right.
So when I tell her that, she's like, "Oh my God, you guys are so nice. You've helped me through this so much." And then the switch flips, and she's like, "But I got to be honest, Jake. This is absolute bullshit that they pulled this on me, and this, that, and through all this." And I'm like, "I 100% agree with you. I know you're angry. I would be angry going through the exact same thing." And she's all like, "What doesn't make sense to me, and I hope that they realize this, I'll never sit in another Mazda a day in my life. The minute I'm done with this lease, I'll never touch another one of these cars because of how I was treated." And I'm like, I hate to hear that, but I can't stop her. I'm like, I understand the frustration. I hope one day you might reconsider, but I can't falter for it.
The problem is that you try to step up as a dealer, as a franchise, of the dealer or the manufacturer, when the manufacturer wouldn't stand behind their product, and she still feels like she had a sour experience, which again, we all understand, but the customer doesn't always know the hoops that we have to jump through to try and get things done. And as much as I would love to say, you know what, you're right, we are a representative of the manufacturer, and I would love to spend the trillions of dollars that they make every year to take care of your problem. It comes out of my bottom line. We don't have anything to do with the manufacturer. We're like, McDonald's situation.
Correct.
We're our own independent thing. It says McDonald's on the outside, but Ronald doesn't work here. So,
we have the cheeseburgers, not the clown.
Yeah. So it's, one of those situations.
And it's the exact same thing when you have, unfortunately, a customer that got their car somewhere else, so they were nice enough to bring it back to that dealership to get it serviced, but they have a bad experience, and then they decide to say, come to our dealership, which is closer to their home, but they're already walking on eggshells.
They're already jaded by their previous experiences.
And they go, well, you're all Mazda, so you're all shit. And it's hard to explain to them.
Guilty by association.
Exactly. And it's hard to explain to them. It's all like, I understand where your thinking comes from, but that's a good analogy that you put. And we tell them, it's like, we are like a fast food chain. It's like, you may go to, a McDonald's, on, 5th Street, but you go 20 minutes down the road and that one doesn't suck. It's the same thing. But that's one of the tough things about being in this industry. And I know you guys know about the giant effing Ford dealer that's up in the Valley that everybody knows.
Yeah.
And we get so many. We have
that one.
Yes.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, it is.
I'll sing it to you later.
And we get so many customers from that saying this was the worst experience and Mazda's horrible. And it's like, hold the phone.
Oh, from me.
It is not Mazda. It's like, you had a bad experience with a franchise owner and the employees they decided to hire. It's like,
it's not a representation of the entire company.
Correct. It's all like, Mazda Corporate has nothing to do with us.
But on the flip side, we're told you represent the entire company.
That's what you're told, but how many employees do what they're told at the dealership?
I'm just being the devil's advocate. I get it, but it's
Yeah.
It's a double-edged sword, you know.
But there really is
Catch-22.
There is really no greater feeling being in this industry when you have somebody who shows up super jaded like that, and you tell them, "Hold on, give us a shot. Maybe we can
redeem ourselves."
something
to you that not all Mazda dealerships are the same." And then they go, "Oh my God, this was amazing. I will come here forever and buy 4 more cars."
And that is the benefit of our small dealer, because there are, you know, relatively close dealers, but not too close.
Right.
But when they have bad experiences at those other dealerships, we get a lot of those customers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we do.
And we do get
I think
to
a lot of that has to do with the area we're in too.
Correct.
Yeah.
You know, my boss says that, you know, it's super fucking hard to win a good customer. It's to win a customer over and gain their trust is the most difficult thing you can ever do. And the easiest fucking thing in the world is to get rid of them, is to piss them off, or do something wrong that they don't come back.
Correct.
Right.
You know, that's the easiest thing.
You can be perfect a million times and fuck up once.
And that's all it
and
takes.
that's it.
Yep. And
That is it.
The rule of 2.
Yep.
They're going to go and tell
Two people, and then those two
are gonna
people
tell 2 people, and it just multiplies and multiplies and multiplies. It's just awful.
Yep.
Yeah.
And with that, and you know, it helps to have good employees that help with that. So it's also a bummer when one of your favorite employees leaves.
It is.
And when I say we lost, we didn't lose him, but family things happen, life happens, you have to make changes. We lost our parts manager that we have had for a long time. and his name was Pat, and he was awesome, and he will be.
He's still awesome.
Yeah, Pat's
we
still
talked
awesome.
about him last week a little bit,
Did,
didn't
and
we?
you made it sound like he was dead.
Yeah, that's why I was
but-
like, he's still awesome.
Well, he's dead to you guys because he's no longer helping you at the dealership.
I told him that when he
Yeah.
was leaving. I'm like, "You're dead,
You're dead to me. Yeah, I needed you here.
So and now my service manager is also the parts manager.
Jesus Christ.
Yep. Hi, Alex.
Hi, Alex.
He loves it. He
Hi,
loves
Alex.
it. Hi, Alex.
And I'll love it a lot more when he gets me a raise.
Oh my God. Don't use this as a platform.
Or a promotion.
Or a promotion.
Can I have one too?
Weren't you supposed to apply with Ford?
No,
Allegedly.
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 He listens.
That's all right. I can tell by his response. It's
He
fine.
listens to this
He does.
like avidly every single week.
You guys are friends.
Right. Well, and I did tell Alex, it's like, I told him straight up, and that's the thing, we're homies, so
Yeah.
it's easy for me to talk to him, even
Right.
though he's my boss.
Right.
He's still my friend.
You
first.
can tell that you know how to separate business and pleasure.
Exactly. And I told him the same thing. I'm like, look, man, I hope that me and you can work together because things are changing for me and Allie and her mom deciding to take off and we have more responsibility. I'm like, I love working here. I like the people I work with. I'm good. I've got a clientele basis. So I hope that it works. But if it doesn't, I told him I have no choice. My hands are tied.
Gotta go where the money is.
Exactly. But I also told him no matter what happens, I know he's got my best interest in mind. I'm like, we'll still always be buddies.
Like, what do you guys think about that? When you ask for a raise, like, how personal do you make it?
As personal as it needs to be.
Ding, ding, ding.
That's a very
Hashtag
good
sell the
point.
bell.
That is a really good response. Well done on that. You deserve a golfer's clap for that.
It's a very delicate situation because you never know
It's a
how you're
balancing
walking
act.
into it.
It's a balancing.
And you don't want to sound greedy.
Correct.
But you also
Right.
want to sound
You want to
that
get your
you're
point
worth it.
across?
yeah, that you feel that you're misrepresented financially in what you do in whatever situation that you're in, and you need to put as much pressure as is required to
Like-
stop the financial bleeding or whatever.
Legitimately, I've been working with this dealer for a very, very long time.
A
And
third
my
of your life.
lifestyle is about to change. Like, I'm gonna inherit, in a sense, all the payments of a house, and we're very lucky to have that. But my financial necessity per month is going up, and so like that was my thinking.
OnlyFans is looking better and better and better.
We had this conversation. I even sent her a video to look at and said, look what
We
you
saw
need
the
to
video.
do.
We saw the video.
Come on. Feet.
So
Yeah, and then
You
we
fight for your right for appropriate pay.
Yep. And that's what
Please.
that's what I told Allie. when-
Everyone.
Everyone. And what I told Allie is when you go in there, like the same thing you said, you need to go in there. And when you talk to a manager, an owner who has talked to hundreds, thousands of people who have come and gone, you can't walk in there and go, I want. That's a word they listen for.
I
They're-
liked this piece of advice that you gave.
It's like when I told her, I'm like, when you have a person who has heard everything and they hear you go, I want 35 an hour. They go, okay, well, that's what you want. But there's give and take there with want. You go in and you know your worth and you're respectful and you go, I need $35 an hour. It's like little hit words like that for people who have been in the industry. They listen for that stuff. Well, a want is a bend. A need is a necessity. And you have to do stuff like that. When you go in and you aim high, it's like you know that as a business owner, it's still a business. They're going to counter you. So if you come in at $28 an hour, they're going to say 25. You go 25, they're going to go 21.
Shoot high so they can shoot low.
Exactly,
And you can meet in the middle.
You can meet in the middle.
I don't think I'm gonna ask for 35 though.
What's the worst he says? No, I can only give you 26.
I think there is a number that, so okay.
You have to be
full
reasonable
disclosure,
with what you're asking
I
for.
think this is fine to say I make $20 an hour. I think it is ridiculous, like, to ask for $35 an hour.
Why, when every other warranty administrator that you know makes that much?
People don't get $15 an hour raises.
No,
it doesn't happen.
That's not a thing. You can't. She would have to leave the company and go to another much larger company, much larger volume that can afford that. You know, that's just not realistic in your guys' situation.
At the exact same time, though, what's the worst thing they say? No?
I just think that there is a number that you can shoot off that they're just going to be like, okay.
Yeah, that's reasonable. And I think that if you're shooting too high like that, they're more inclined to laugh and be like, no, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
You have to be reasonable in your request. You really do.
If I were to say, I found a place that pays me $35 an hour, they would say,
sorry,
go.
Can't meet.
Go. We can't do that.
Yeah.
Go.
That's exactly how that's going to go.
Damn well make sure that place exists and you're already accepted into it. Because
I mean, I wouldn't present it that way.
That's probably honestly the best way
we've had a
to
number of technicians and other people that have come and tried to come at somebody with like what they think is a position of power and say, well, this other place is going to pay me such and such.
Okay, bye.
Good.
We don't need you.
Yeah, see ya. I guess
everybody is
fun.
replaceable.
Nice.
You know, it's a little harder to replace people in positions like ours, you know, and I'm not trying to be, you know, braggadocious or anything, but
that's fair.
You know, let's say, and again, I'm not downplaying anybody, but let's say a porter.
Yep.
You know,
Sure.
It's a lot easier to hire a porter than a trained technician, a service advisor with experience, a senior master technician, a warranty administrator. People can't just walk into these jobs that we have without experience.
They can, but their performance is going to be way less than someone
if anything at all. You would have to be trained.
Like I was trained for 2 months when I started at my job.
When you started.
Right.
But your performance now is not where it was when you started.
Absolutely. And I do make more money to reflect that, but it's still, I mean, here in California, there are fast food jobs that are starting you at $18 an hour right now. I feel like
went
the
to
job
Panda Express the other day,
and it said,
the fucking cooks are paid $21.50 an hour.
If you go,
so they make
Panda
more than me.
if you go start at
But
In
they
and
make
Out,
delicious food.
if you
They do
go,
make delicious food.
If you go start at In and Out right now, it's $22.75.
It's what the fuck are we
So
doing?
that-
Real life job advice brought to you by Customer States Podcast.
No cap, like seriously.
You took yours off.
Yeah, I did take my cap off, but you know who has a lot of experience in this recently? Lee.
Oh
Yes.
On to bigger, better things. Congratulations,
How do I
Lee.
Yay,
We
Lee.
are very happy for you.
So in a quick breakdown, one of our good friends and listeners, Lee, he
Lee.
Hi,
transferred
Lee.
out of the
Dealership.
automotive industry
Well
and
done.
into the
Hashtag sell the bell.
Jinx, Yo Me a Coke, blah blah. Hashtag sell the bell. He transferred out of the automotive industry in the dealership sense and is going into the automotive industry for heavy equipment. And
Nice.
when we're talking about heavy equipment, he tried to like entice me with a picture. Did you get it? Oh my god!
Oh my
You got it.
God, Daniel-san.
Jake just did a Mr. Miyagi.
Jake just got a little gnat.
Yeah, like
actually
that.
gonna-
That was a moth. It had dust.
I thought that was a moth.
Yeah, it was a moth.
It was a small moth.
In his hand.
It's coming to go up your nostril.
Wiped it on Allie's
Sorry.
pants.
Hop
gonna
into
hear
her ears and do this.
flapping in
So,
your eardrums.
Lee is going into the mining equipment repair industry, and
It's like very industrial.
extremely industrial. So like 700 to 800 people on the mining site, all staff included,
Going
and
80 miles underground.
So when he tells me that he's
Not-
working on this mining equipment, he tells me some number of like a Caterpillar machine, and I have no idea what that means. So I look it up, and
It's like the tank treads.
no.
Yeah, it's like one of like mover thing, right?
Nope. The one that he
No,
sent me
that's
the
not
picture
it.
No,
of
sorry, you're
is
fired.
the one that's like a 2-story ladder climb up to get into the operating command central,
Right.
and it's like a 2-story or 3-story dump truck. It's like the biggest dump truck you've ever seen. Whenever you watch like Mike Rowe narrating something about
Yes.
mines, that's the truck that you see coming in and out of the tunnels. It's
It's a life-size Tonka
ginormous.
truck.
Well, no, it's larger than life. Yeah. Where is Mike Rowe when you need him?
God damn it! Hashtag Sullivan.
You're halfway there.
You
You're
are,
Mike.
You're halfway there.
Mike Rowe is one of my biggest inspirations. Anyway, I want
Do
to
you consider
congratulate.
yourself to have a dirty job?
I think we all have dirty jobs, whether you're dealing with a dirty customer, a dirty technician, or other dirty technicians. And Eric and I, instance, we all have dirty jobs. And let me tell you, those diesel engines, they don't get very clean.
I've got 2 in my bay right now.
That sounds like a dirty job.
It's a dirty job that pays really well.
It's a dirty job, but someone's got to do
Someone's got to do it. Yeah. One customer put DEF fluid in his fuel tank.
it. I have faith no more. That's
that
a deep cut because that dirty job song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got what you're putting there.
We care a lot.
We do.
We care a lot.
Yes, the cycle is complete. Oh my goodness. Oh wait, hold on.
Don't do it.
Yeah.
There it is.
Okay.
You have to put a fuel system in a 6.7.
Oh, that's always fun. A complete fuel system.
Complete fuel system.
Is it because of DEF contamination?
Yes, it is.
In
because
the
of
diesel fuel tank?
Yeah. Sure
Did the customer do
He
that?
certainly did.
Why did they do that? Did something be
Because
read it on the forums?
let me tell you why that happens. Because customers don't have the proper filling apparatus for this, and what they do is they just get a funnel and they shove it in the biggest hole in the door.
Phrasing.
Giggity. And then they dump the jug in the funnel without realizing they stuck it in the wrong hole. Again, phrasing. Sorry. And so they contaminate the fuel system.
Yep.
And the DEF fluid destroys the fuel system, and you have to replace everything minus the plastic lines.
Did Lee tell you what type it was?
793F or something like that.
The Caterpillar 797F.
No, I think
Yes.
there's a 3 in there. Maybe.
No, 797F. It's the largest
Is
dump
it
truck
cool?
ever produced.
It's amazing. I looked it up and I like immediately he sent me the thing.
A tire is 3 full-grown men tall.
So I told
That's
him.
all?
A tire.
So Lee is not far off from where our one of our favorite TV shows. Some
It's as tall as
locations
the
are
ceiling
produced.
here.
Oh, really?
Letterkenny.
Oh my
no shit.
god.
Yeah,
It's as
and
tall as the ceiling.
Yep.
Yeah.
so I know some people around in,
Yeah, it's a
in
Tonka
his
truck.
area, and he
It's a
invited me up
fucking
there.
Tonka truck. That's
and
what I
said, please, can I don't need to drive this stuff. I don't
Let
need
me
to work
just
on it.
sit in it.
Just let me look at it like up close. I've never seen one of these in
Yep.
person. Just let me look at it in person. I would love to see that. I mean,
Yep.
I get so excited when I see a tow truck come in this shop still after all these years.
My uncles used to work on those in Las Vegas for construction when they were digging the core mines or whatever they are, where they just dig the big
They keep.
borehole or whatever they're called.
Your
Yep.
gunkle?
My grunkle. Great uncle. You have to pee?
Is it time?
Have you noticed that Michael hasn't like peed once during this whole entire
I
podcast?
Did it at the beginning. I think you did at the beginning.
I don't
He
know.
peed before we left.
I'm getting better trained.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Tell us really quick about that Mustang engine noise.
Oh man. So I get a call up to the service drive, and
Don't laugh.
the advisor tells me that, hey, the customer's complaining about a noise when he's,
No, a customer complaining about noise couldn't be.
yeah, well, a customer's complaining about a noise when they,
Normal engine operation.
go to, accelerate on the freeway to try and pass somebody or whatever.
Neo.
I'm like, okay.
So when he's redlining it,
Yeah. What kind of vehicle is this? Oh, it's a Mustang. Okay. Like, is there any service history on it? Oh, well, we just replaced an engine, and he said that it was doing the same noise as it did before the other engine blew up. And mind you, the other engine
is this
when
the
it
blue one?
with the other engine when it blew up was a catastrophic failure and shot internal engine parts outside of the engine.
Noise.
Did I show you the broken piece on that?
Eric knows about this.
Did I
So
show you the broken piece?
also,
Lord.
people are thinking, "Oh man, this
It
got to be
ventilated.
an amazing Shelby Mustang or something like that." No,
It's
it
a
is a
four-cylinder
four-cylinder
turbocharged.
Mustang. automatic.
In all fairness, those engines produce over 300 horsepower.
Wow.
It's pretty impressive.
Who gives a shit? It's a 4-cylinder.
They're badass.
I do not care.
Four-banger.
They're
don't
badass.
care.
Yeah, they are badass.
I don't care.
They're fuel efficient?
I don't care.
No, they're super cool.
Anyway, so it's my drum stool. Throne, as we call it in the industry. So go out and road test with this customer, and he tells me, you know, this is the way that happens, and it only happens when you're going to wide open throttle, but it doesn't really have anything to do with engine RPM. It's just when you go to wide open throttle, that's when the noise happens.
So
it's gotta be something.
Replaced the engine.
Yeah. So
it hasn't been broken in yet, and he's redlining it.
Oh,
Fucking
that's
idiot.
bad, you guys.
So the first thing was that yes, they just replaced the engine, and you should not be redlining it because there is a break-in period, even though these engines aren't virgin, as we would say, but there is still a break-in period. However, his misconception of that it doesn't have anything to do with engine RPM, it only has to do with throttle position is, guess what? When you push your foot down to the floor and go to wide open throttle, the engine RPM goes all the way to, you know, the fun area.
The fun area.
This was him trying to sound educated about cars. That's what that conversation.
He was trying his hardest, and I didn't want, you know, you can't say anything to the customer about their education level.
You can't laugh in their face when they say some
shit
shit like that.
You can't demean them.
So on the road test, I'm trying to tell the guy, well, like, listen, first of all, like, you can't be driving in this way. Oh, it was only a couple times. I don't care. You can't be driving this way. He's like, well, you know what? Honestly, I really just think it was a bad tank of gas that really caused the problem in the first place. I said,
okay.
well,
Did you read that on the forums?
Yes, that's exactly what this guy was. He was one of those.
yeah. And so I said, well, first of all, like, the engine failure that you had last time isn't going to be caused by a bad tank of gas. So he's like, well, maybe it was a bad fuel injector. I said, a fuel injector. I said, no, it wasn't anything like that.
It's because you drive like an asshole.
Typically, this is either from lack of lubrication or failed oil system, something or whatever.
User error.
User error. But it has nothing to do with that. But this problem is now new. And it is you might have gotten a bad tank of gas. And I told him, I said, listen, we can charge you a bunch of money to drain the fuel tank, put a fuel system cleaner in there, put some fresh fuel in there, go out and drive it and do a drive cycle on it and then retest and blah, blah. I said, but you got 3/4 of a tank worth of fuel in there. When you drive the car normally, it doesn't have the problem. It's only when you press the pedal down, the accelerator pedal down to the floor, that it has this problem. So my advice is to just drive the car, put a fuel system cleaner product in there normally, and when you are on all the way empty, go to the gas station, a reputable gas station, put 91 in it, put another fuel system cleaner in it, and then drive it for a couple hundred miles and tell me if it's still doing the same thing, because that's the first thing that our tune-up department is going to tell you, is that if you think that you got a bad tank of gas, well, let's get all that gas out of there. So anyway, so the guy ends up bringing it back. It still has the same problem, and I don't remember what actually happened from that. Do you know the full story? Did you look at that?
Yep, sure did. I'm the one who fixed it. So basically, it was having a misfire. It was misfiring at wide open throttle at high RPMs. And I scanned it, and it had a bunch of communication codes. So I'm like, fucking fun. I already knew what it was. As soon as I saw the communication codes.
I remember this one.
Yep. So I go in the engine compartment, and I start checking harness connectors. I'm like, well, the main connectors are fine. I'm like, wait a minute. There's one spot on all of these fucking engines that somehow always... And sure as shit, it was a loose ground strap.
Is it the one by the tensioner, or where the tensioner would be up in the front, on the front driver's side?
No. It's on the opposite side, actually. But yeah, it was a loose ground strap. And of course, that ground strap is for the ignition system. So it wasn't grounding out properly at high RPMs. And sending it into limp mode.
Is that like if you don't put the nut for the starter signal wire?
It's the same thing.
On the starter, Rudy, that the vehicle doesn't want to start?
Shots fired.
Rudy.
That's weird.
Rudy.
Rudy.
It was technician
guys.
oversight. But anyways, we fixed it. We shipped it. And he's out there redlining it again on the brand new engine. Actually, no. He traded the fucking vehicle in the next week.
Yeah, well, he told me that he was selling it or trading it in.
He traded it in.
He didn't want, I mean, good for the customer that he didn't want to sell the vehicle with a problem or trade the vehicle in with a problem. He wanted to get it taken care of. You know, I had made the joke on the road test with the guy because he was like really nice and really cool. And we had spent like, 30 minutes in the car just driving around. And I told him like, back in the day, people would call it a taillight warranty,
Soon as your taillights are gone, there goes your warranty.
I see the taillights, and that's the end of the warranty. I said, it's a little bit different if you go to a dealership or, you trade it in, something like that, that you can work with those things. But if you want to get the car fixed, I'm all here for it.
Yeah.
But we need to eliminate this issue if you think that you got a bad tank of gas. So we got past that point.
You want to know what's funny? Before he traded it in, he brought it back in for a check engine light.
And?
Needs a cat. Oh, and to preface
so he probably did get a bad tank of gas.
To preface all of this, the vehicle's out of warranty. We did all those repairs under a third-party warranty. So it's not a factory warranty. And the cat, we hadn't even proceeded with the claim yet. He traded it in before we even called them. So the dealer's paying for a new catalytic converter now.
Well, good for the customer.
And brakes and rotors and everything else.
Well, it's a race car, Eric, a 4-cylinder race car.
I wish you could have seen how hot spotted those rotors were. They look like a fucking Dalmatian.
Oh my God.
It was that bad.
I wasn't driving the car hard, though.
No, that's not how the first engine exploded. Anyways, what a great episode, guys.
So good.
We should tell all of our listeners how they can reach us. customerstatespodcast@gmail.com.
TikTok at Customer States Podcast.
Customerstates@gmail.com. Customerstatespodcast@gmail.com. I'm sorry.
Which also happens to be our PayPal.
Correct.
And Facebook.com/Customer States Podcast.
Buy our merch.
Merch.
Customerstatespodcast.com. Shop. It's merch.
All of our swag.
Oh, you know what? Fine. We'll be in the middle. We'll call it smirch.
I like swag. I'm sorry. I'm a swag kind
Don't
of guy.
besmirch us and buy our smirch.
Yes, we would love to have you guys wear one of our fancy shirts that Mikey's wearing right now.
I am wearing one.
That is a very badass shirt you have on there.
Customer_states at Instagram and Twitter.
There's no ellipses in there somewhere.
Find us on YouTube if you search Customer States podcast and
There
turn
it
off
is.
work mode. You'll be able to find us in our beautiful glory. Visual representations, that is.
MaxNorm at hotmail.com with 2 X's. And
Dale
also,
Follett.
Dale Follett, twistedbills.com. And also to find Norm's amazing sculpture work, you can also search Stovokor_Metalworks, STOVOKOR_Metalworks.
We love you, bitches.
We need more voice memos. We need more
I miss
listener
getting
mail
voice
topic
memos and interactions
suggestions.
with our listeners.
Hey,
besides
Ron,
the
where are
Facebook.
you?
Besides Facebook, come on, guys, write in. We'd love to hear from you, and we may have a guest next week.
We might.
I would love to have a guest next
we may
week.
have a guest next week.
So
Will
tune
we?
in and listen to us,
Won't
fuckers.
we?
Yeah.
And guess what?
And with that, we say,
Love you.
Hi, this is Mike Sarah from Customer States. Matco Tools is one of the best tool companies in the industry, and Nick Lowridge is one of the best Matco tool distributors. Nick can get me anything I need for the shop or for at home. From oil drain pans to beef jerky, Nick's got what I need on tap. Nick works in the Thousand Oaks, California area, and you too can get whatever you need by calling him at 805-796-7323. And if you're not in that area, call him anyway and tell him you heard about him from the Customer States podcast. And then you can hop on to matcotools.com and find a Matco Tools distributor near you. Matco Tools. Service, trust, results.